Welcome to Option Trades today. I'm Tony the Baptiste, and I got a pretty simple, easy trade, kind of with the taste, a bit of a twist for you, and I'll explain right after we take a look at the market. Let's see what the market is doing. Even the S&Ps right now are up $2.50, but as you can see, we've had quite a range with CPI coming out today, about 70 some odd handles. That's high to low on the E-mini S&Ps that I'm looking at. Mixed bag of tricks with the NASDAQ down by 20 handles, Russell up 10 and change, the Dow up 140, but the most important thing for new trades, look at what volatility is doing, /VX. That's the product I prefer to look at for volatility. I do not look at VIX. I mean, I'll look at it sometimes. It's good to know. I don't think it gives you a real good feeling for the daily movement of volatility. /VX, the futures on volatility, boy, they're instantaneous and really in real time and really work for me. VIX, if you take a look at that, is more pinned towards a specific date and time. As you can see here, there are volatility futures that expire in 5 days, 12 days, 19 days, 26 days. It's more of like a blend. And when we look at /VX, you're looking more at the future itself, is the one that's pinned to the month that we're trading. So /VX is what I like to look at. Volatility coming in big today. It has been big for the last couple of days. And you have earnings looming, makes for a tough way to find a stock to trade. I will save us some time. I am in the high option volume list here. I'm going to go to coin. I'll put it up here so it'll populate inside the platform here. I go to coin. Here's what I did. I looked at earnings. I clicked on top here. I sorted by earnings. I went down to the first ones. I looked at all these ones without earnings. There was nothing there. Mostly stocks I don't trade. Nike was one that popped up there, but when you take a look at it, it has an IV rank of 3.7. Just didn't work for me. The same thing with FedEx. A lot of these are all single digits. So I said to myself, let me go down here and go after February expiration. And one of those stocks that popped up, I have Nike there, sorry. One of those stocks that popped up was Coin. There it is. IV rank of 30. It was 30 when I put the trade on. 29.7 right now. It has earnings after February expiration, 223. BABA was another consideration, but if I looked at BABA, the IV rank is 4.2. So I'm going to break some of the rules like we did with Microsoft last week. What rule am I breaking? Take a look at the 5-day change here, that IVX 5-day change, down over 5%. For me, I would like to see that to be a green number. I'd like to see volatility expanding over the last 5 days. Now, I got a couple of questions on that in the podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube. They said, why would you want volatility expanding when you put it on the trade? I would want volatility to keep going lower since you're selling premium. You want volatility to continue going lower. Well, my thought is I can only control entry. And if I can only control entry, I want to get in when volatility is high. So if the stock doesn't move, it can contract. That's the same logic that we're using why we want high IV rank. We want volatility to be high. Volatility being mean reverting more than price. We put that little kind of edge in our favor on our side that volatility will contract. Now, it doesn't have to, but that's our assumption going into a trade. So I'm breaking the rules here by having a trade that has implied volatility over the last 5 days go lower. My IV rank is still high, flirting with 30%. You go across the board here, it'd be very hard to find stocks that have a higher implied rank IVR than you will in coin that do not have earnings coming. Let's take a look at coin from a chart standpoint. You can see it's had a little bit of a rally here, so I'm not really bullish on it. I'm not really bearish on it. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies have had a nice run as of late. They're in the 18,000 handle. So I'm going to sell both sides with a small tinge of short delta, not a lot, just a little bit. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm going into February, 36 days. We're really kind of in no man's land here between February and March, 45 days being optimal. You're almost in the middle there. I'm going to stay in Feb here in coin because of the earnings. What am I going to do here? I'm going to sell the 35 put and the 55 call. Now, I said it had a small amount of short delta. It has about 5 short delta on the overall trade here. It does use about $1,300 in buying power, so it's a lower buying power effect trade only because of the price of the stock being lower priced relative. It's under $100. It's $43 and change. The theta decay per day is $10, almost $11. The beta weighted delta to the S&P 500 is -1, so there's a little bit of short delta to it. And what's very important to me is the probability of profit, 64% pop. I did look to define the risk on this trade. Look at the buying power effect, $1,300. If we go $15 lower and I buy the 20 put and we go $15 higher and I buy the 70 call, you'll notice that the buying power doesn't really move that much. It's $1,100-$1,200 versus $1,300 for a margin account. This would be something I would do if I was trading it in an IRA account, or because then the buying power is going to be a lot more. It's going to be $3,000-$4,000 to place a trade like this in Tastyworks, and I'm talking about the naked position, not this bastardized iron condor or synthetic strangle that we would call it. So for me, this is the trade I'm putting on: 35, 55. I'm about $12 away on the put side. On the call side, I'm only $8 away on the put side, yet it has a short delta position to it, and that is because of the call skew. I looked to do a 1/2 ratio spread on the call side, really couldn't make it work and defaulted to the strangle. What would be, I got filled at $3.65, so you can get filled even better than me. You can see this trade momentarily when I populate it in Bob the Trader here. You could see today that I took off a TLT trade. That TLT trade, I'll put in some comments in there in a moment. That TLT trade I've had on since August 18th on one of these podcast trades I made. Matter of fact, I don't think we were even doing YouTube at that time. It was just in the podcast. I've had it on since August 18th, 2022, and I took a 50-cent loss on it. I think I was down $5 or $6 at one time. Systematically keeping with the mechanics of the trade. I think that's the difference between a good trader and one who is just learning, is to get those trades that don't work for you. I have one of them in Tesla right now, and whittle it down to a manageable loss, because you're going to have those trades that move a lot further. But if you can keep your profits in line with your losses, I think that's how you stay profitable. Another way you can stay profitable is opening up an account at tastyworks.com. Don't hesitate. Go today. Go right now. We've got a long weekend. Move, transfer, open a new account at Tastyworks, and let us keep the lights on here at Tasty Live.